So in this video, I am going to explain about conditional control statement and looping control statement in C. So what is a conditional control statement is? So the statements inside some source file are generally executed from the top to bottom so that they appear in the order in which they appear. So what is a conditional control statement? It is a control flow statement for decision making and branching. We will be using this conditional control statement. So the basic statements used is classified into three types, namely selection statement, iteration statement, and jumping statement. So selection statements are if else, switch, and iteration statements are while, for, do while, and jumping statements are break, continue, and go to. So throughout this video, I am going to explain you about all these selection statement, iteration statement, and jumping statement. The first one is conditional control statements. The conditional control statements, here we have selection statements and it is also called as decision making statement. We are going to use this selection statement for branching statements and also conditional control statements. So all these statements are used in our real world embedded application. So first I'm going to teach you about simple if statement. So if the statement is true, that particular block will be executed. Else another block will be executed. So what is the structure of a simple if statement? The structure of a simple if statement is the syntax is as follows. So the syntax is, so if one condition, so you can see the flowchart parallelly. If a condition is true, the statement block will be executed. Else the next statement will be executed. So this is the basic structure of a simple if statement. So the next is conditional control statement. This is a code snippet showing a simple conditional control statement. So we start with the program. Here the integer value is initialized as x is equal to 10. If x less than 20, the statement inside if is executed. Okay, so if x is less than 20, the statement inside if is executed, else the statement outside if is executed. So this is output of the statement. The statement inside if is executed and else the statement outside if is executed. This is the basic structure of a simple if statement. The next statement is if else statement. If the condition is true, the true block will be executed, else the false block will be executed. So this is a basic structure showing the if else statement. The syntax is like, if you have some conditions inside, the true statement block will be executed, else false statement block will be executed. So that this is a flowchart showing this simple if else statement. So flow of execution, some condition is there. If the condition is true, true block will be executed, else the false block will be executed, and then go to the next statement. This is a small code snippet showing the if-else statement, working of an if-else statement. Here, this program shows the eligibility criteria. That is, the person who has the age greater than 18 are eligible to vote, else not eligible to vote. Here, the value of age is given as 21. If the age is greater, so the next statement is if age is greater than 18, this statement eligible to vote will be executed. If we alter the value of age as 16 or 15, the else block not eligible to vote will be executed. So the output of this statement will be eligible to vote. Else if statement. So else if statement are cascading if else statement. It is a collection of if else statement. So this is a basic syntax of an if else or else if statement. If condition, statement 1 will be executed. Else if we have condition 2, statement will be executed. Else if we have condition, we can use n number of conditions here. the statement n will be executed. Else, for if we have to give one else, that is a default statement, else this will lead to an error. And then we'll go for the next statement. If we see the flow chart of it, if condition 1 is true, statement 1 will be executed. If it is false, condition 2 is executed. If condition 2 is true, statement 2 will be executed. If it is false, so if we go for the generalized conditions, it is condition n. Statement, if condition n is true, statement n is executed, else false, a default. All this will be looped to the next statement. This is a small code showing the working of an if else statement, nested if statement. Here integer value is given as m. M stands for month. Enter the value of month. So if they are based on the value of month, the following codes will be executed. So what is the first condition is if m equal to 2 or m equal to 3 or m equal to 12, this the first statement will be printed as winter. If the value of m falls between either 1 or 2 or 12, the first statement will be executed. If the m value is, the next else if statement is if the m value is 3 or 4 or 5, the printed as spring. Else 6 or 7 or 8, summer. Else 9 or 10 or 11, autumn. Or else if any of the value greater than 12 is pressed, it will print invalid month. So for example, if the value of m equal to 5, the spring will be executed. Nested if statement. So nested if statement in C programming, it is helpful if you want to check the condition inside the condition. So if condition, inside if another if condition will be there. So that is nested if statement. So this is a small code snippet showing a nested if statement. Here the value of integer a is equal to 100, b equal to 200. If a equal to 100 and inside it if b equal to 200, we have to execute the statement value of a is 100 and b is 200. After that we go for the next statement, exact value of a is 100 and exact value of b is 200. This is the output of this small code snippet. Then switch case. So switch case is an example for multi-way branch path. So like how we use switches at home. So there are multiple switches. So accordingly, we can put on the light or fan, or you can put on your Wi-Fi or whatever it is. For the same case is used in the switch case statement. So according to the switch condition, the particular statements will be executed. So the syntax for the switch statement is switch expression or value. We can give a value or you can give an expression. Case value is one, set of statements of for value 1 will be executed. If you give value as 2, set of statements in case 2 will be executed. If you give the value as 3, set of statements in case 3 will be executed. Else we have to give one default statement. So this is a flowchart showing if value equal to value 1, statement 1. Value equal to value 2, statement 2. Value equal to value 3, statement like this. We have, this is a flowchart of switch statement. This is one small code snippet showing the example for a switch case. So in this case, integer day. So enter the day. We have to give the days 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7. For case 1, this is a simple program to show the days in a week. So if it is day 1, Sunday, day 2, Monday, day 3, Tuesday, day 4, Wednesday, day 5, Thursday, day 6, Friday, day 7, Saturday. Else more than 7 is given as an input means invalid day has to be given. So if we give any of the cases, so if we give the input as 5, the output will be Thursday. So if we give the enter the day as 1, the output is Sunday. So this is the best example for switch case statement. So then break statement. So when a break statement is encountered inside a loop, the loop is immediately terminated and the program control resumes to the next statement in the loop. So this is a small example for break statement. Here we are using a for loop, and if I equal to 2, break. So the output for this code will be 1. So for int I equal to 1, and inside that if you have an if statement I equal to 2 means break. So in the loop when you go for 2, the remaining values will, you cannot see any of the remaining values greater than 1. So this is one of the example for break statement. Here we have given the value as I equal to 3 and then break. So still 1 and 2 it is executed. When it reaches 3, the remaining values are not executed. That is 3, 4 and 5. So unconditional control statement is continue. So in this we are using a for statement. For int I equal to 1, I less than or equal to 5, I plus plus. If I equal to 3, then continue. So the output will be value of 1, 2, it will get printed. When it reaches except 3, the remaining values 4 and 5 will be executed. Unconditional control statements are go-to statement. So in this go-to statement, we have to jump the statement in C. As the name suggests, go-to means go to the particular memory location where it points. So it is similar to jump statements used in microprocessor and assembly language programming. This is a small code snippet showing the use of that go-to statement. So integer in this case, so here we have to initialize the value of I is equal to 1. Enter the number whose table which you want to print. So for example, if here in this the enter input is 7. So we are going to print 7 table. How it works? So this is a table. In this we have the print statement number into I. So the number is 7, 7 into 1, which is equal to 7. Then I plus plus. Now the value of I is incremented to 2. So now the I value is equal to 2. If the I value equal to 2, 7 into 2, which is equal to 14. Then when the I value is equal to 3, when your I value equal to 3, 7 into 3, 7 into 4. So where we have to terminate is, here we are using an if statement. If I is less than or equal to 10. If the I value is less than or equal to 10, till 10, the output will be executed as 7 into 10. So if I value less than or equal to 10, go to table. So the loop will be terminated. So that is how we print this 7 table. So looping control statement. So here we are using the for statement for repeatedly execute a single statement. In order to repeatedly execute a single statement or a block of statement as long as the condition is true. So for that we are using this for statement. How to use a for statement is for initial value, second one is condition, increment or decrement. Then until then the block of statements will be executed. So for initialization, then followed by a condition, then block of statement, increment or decrement. So this is the basic for structure. So for I equal to 0 or 1, any initial value, I less than or equal to 5, whatever it is, this is a condition. This is the initial value, and then I plus plus. So I plus plus means the till which value it has to be incremented. So this is a basic for loop statement. So basic for loop statement for I equal to 1, I less than or equal to 10, I plus plus. So in this printf statement, I into number. So what is a number which is given? So 5. So first one is I 5 into 1, which is equal to 5. So I is a 1 is the initial value. The next value in the for loop is 2. So the number value of number is 5. 5 into 2. So 5 into 2 is 10. Then 5 in the next value after printing the statement, it again goes to the for loop. After printing the statement, it again goes to the for loop. So 5 into 3, 15. Then again the value of I is incremented. 5 into 4 is 20. Then 5 into 5 is 25. So likewise, all the values will be printed till what is the final value? 10, until it reaches 10. So 10 into 5 is 50. So once if it reaches a value of 10, it will come outside the loop. So the full 5 table results we can see here. So the next is while statement. So while statement is the condition is checked in the entry level itself. So this is the usage of while statement. It is checked in the entry level of the while loop. While the expression evaluates true, the control will enter into the loop. When the condition is false, it will move away from the loop. So this is the basic syntax for the while statement. So while the condition, the block of statement. This is a flowchart showing the while statement, condition, the block of statements, or the statements after the while loop. Looping statements. So looping statements in that this is a simple example showing the while statement. Here what is the condition given here is while x less than or equal to 10. So the output will be 1. So 2, 3, 4 till 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. After that, if it exceeds 10 means it will come out of the while loop. So do while loop is it is a control flow statement that executes only the portion of the program at least once and then depends on only the Boolean condition and then for further execution. So this is a do while statement. This is the structure of the do while statement. In this do while statement, do a set of statement while condition. So first is the block of statements is uh, first is do and then while means that condition. Here in this do while statement, I take the value of integer I equal to 18. Do, so what is inside the do is the value of 18 will be printed. Then I equal to I plus 1. So I equal to I plus 1 means the next value of I becomes 19. So I less than equal to 20. The next the control will go to the next statement, that is while I less than or equal to 20. So 19 will be executed. Again it goes to the do and then I value will be printed. Then what is the next value of I is I becomes 20. If the value of I equal to 20, the next condition is while statement. The while statement is I less than 20. So from this, the control will go to the terminated state. So likewise, we have looping control statement like nested if. This is a nested for statement. So for initialization condition update. Inside the for statement, we have one more for statement. So these are called as nested for statement. This is a small code showing the nested for statement. So in that displaying the n tables. So variable declaration printf enter the value of n. So here the value of n is entered as 3. The first for loop is when this is the outer loop and this is the inner loop. So when I equal to 1, it goes inside this. So after executing of this j loop, it will go to the next value. So when I equal to 1, how this program is executed is when I equal to 1. Okay, so in this case j equal to 1. So j value is 1 means what is executed here? I into j. So 1 into 1 is 1. Then new line. After that, the next is value of j equal to 2. When a value of j equal to 2, 1 into 2 is 2. The next value is j is 3, where the I value is equal to 1. So 1 into 3 is 3. So after that, it comes out of the loop and goes to the I loop. So now the value of I equal to 2. So in this condition, when your j value is equal to 1, 1 into 2 is 2, 2 into 2 is 4, and 3 into 2 is 6. Once if it comes out of the loop, it comes to the outer loop where your I value is equal to 3. So in this 1 into 3 is 3, 3 into 2 is 6, and 3 into 3 is 9. So this is the example for nested for statement. Similarly, we have nested while statement. So we can see one outer loop and one outer while loop and also inner while loop. So this is the example for patterns. So here we have included one initialized a variable that is end equal to 5. Pattern for printing in a nested while statement. Here the value of I equal to 1, I less than or equal to 5. So you have to start from 1 and end to 5. So in this case, when j equal to 1, the first value will be equal to 1. When j less than or equal to I. So here the value 1 only will be printed. After that we have to, here the statement is j plus 1. J plus 1 is j equal to 2. So j equal to 2 means again it will go there outside I less than or equal to n. The second value 1, 2 will be printed. The third value 1, 2, 3 will be printed and again goes to the outer loop 1, 2, 3, 4 until 5 the pattern will be printed in this fashion.